Welcome, everyone, to the CIW Doomsday pre-show. My name is the Colonist. Sorry about all of this mad confusion that's been going on, and I'll explain what's been happening as we get going. Right now, we have the first of our four Money in the Bank qualifiers: Symbiote Spider-Man, Mr. Clean, Prince of Persia. Let's get it going. Now, first, my editing software screwed up. Then, after my editing software screwed up, I found out that because of that, I lost two of the matches that I had recorded for the pay-per-view. So I have to do all of this now and re-record most of the pay-per-view for you. However, I will say admittedly, the first matches, like the matches that I'm re-recording, they did kind of suck. So it's probably okay that I'm doing what I'm doing now. I mean, it's been kind of, the pay-per-view, not even gonna lie, like, I thought that the matches were going to be just, like, twice as good as they ended up being. But you know what? They still haven't been bad. It's been a good pay-per-view. And, of course, this is the pre-show, so none of you know any of the results just yet. But I'll tell you something. You're going to enjoy yourselves. You're going to have a great time Doomsday come tomorrow, which is Monday. Again, straight up apologies for that. I had no idea this was going to end up happening, so this is just the way it is, I guess. I thought that we were going to be able to have this in. And also, I need to re-record one of them because we were going to have somebody come in and do guest commentary, but I guess that kind of fell through. So anyway, here comes Symbiote Spider-Man. You know, everybody's from New York, but here in El Paso, we are in El Paso, Texas for this pay-per-view. As you see, we're in the arena that looks shockingly similar to Doomsday 2006. But again, I assure you, it is not. This is Doomsday, not Judgment Day. Different pay-per-view, not the same place. So, we also have, but the reason for this match, this is one of three. There are three men in this match. This is one of four Money in the Bank ladder matches, which are going to, the winners of those four matches, there's 12 men involved. There's 3 men in each match. There's 4 Money in the Bank qualifiers, and then those four, the 4 winners, are going to compete at our next pay-per-view in July, Oblivion. And those 4 will get a Money in the Bank, Fatal 4-Way Money in the Bank match. And the winner of that, alright. Here he comes. Mr. Clean 1-5, I think. Not a great record. If you count Royal Rumbles and Battle Royals, has terrible luck as far as getting into Battle Royals. He always ends up being the first in. But anyway, so whoever wins this and whoever wins the subsequent 3 ladder match, other 3 triple threat ladder matches, the 4 winners are going to meet in a fatal 4-way ladder match, and the winner of that will be Mr. Money in the Bank, who can cash it in anytime, up to a year. Same rules as WWE, same rules as Mag Nation. But the reason I don't do 6 people in it, in the Money in the Bank, is that 6 people in this game takes forever, and it will glitch out. Here comes the Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia, pretty much here by the skin of his teeth. Has not won a match. Not one. He is winless so far in CIW, as if I do recall. I almost guarantee he hasn't won a match. And because his entrance takes too long. His entrance is longer than the amount of time he usually spends in matches. Especially Battle Royals. He'll just be gone. So, and I don't know why he has to stand there and pose while nobody's saying a word. Like, the whole place is silent. He takes out the sword, and then no one cares. Yep, sword up, and everyone just kind of dies. Maybe he needs a new gimmick. I think that's what it is. I think the Prince of Persia just needs to reinvent himself somehow, because every time he takes out that sword, no one gives a damn. You're like, oh, come on, this is so cheesy. This is not the Pirates of the Caribbean. This is not Persia. You are not a prince. You are a man competing in CIW. And he thinks he's all that. He does. I don't know where he gets the impression that he is so over with the fans, but he is not. I'll tell you what, Oblivion, next month, in July, that's going to be a hell of a pay-per-view, which leads to our main pay-per-view of the year, directly following that, Asylum. Or if you want to call it, August Asylum, which happens, hey, I wonder what month it's in. I would guess August. That's our main pay-per-view of the year, is August Asylum. You're going to love that. That's going to be fun. And hopefully, and by then, we should have the second brand set. I did decide, thanks to the one person who voted, thank you, Jake Johnson, but I decided that we're going to do Option C. And I'm not talking about TNA's Option C. I'm talking about, we're going to have 2 full rosters. And we're going to do, probably, you know what we'll end up doing? Is because I don't want to do exactly what the Mag Nation does, because the Mag Nation has their one show a week, and they fit all their matches in there. I don't want to do that, because it's going to end up getting people swept under the rug, which I think is going to, either has happened or is going to end up happening with the Mag Nation people, the more they bring them up. I mean, they have 100 spots. You know, it's one of those things, and here we go. This match is underway, but what I'm going to do probably is when we get the 2 backdrop, take a drink, when we get 2, next dropkick by Mr. Clean, but when we have the 2 brands set, what we'll do is we'll have 2 shows a week for each brand. We'll have like 2 mini shows, and they'll have 2 matches. We'll do, I know exactly what we'll do. We'll do Monday, Tuesday, we'll have our 2 separate brands. We'll have 1 show from one brand and 1 show from the second brand, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday will be Gut Check, when that's all finished. And then Thursday, Friday, we'll have the second half of the shows. We'll have another CIW, whatever I call it, and the other CIW, whatever I call it. Another backdrop by Prince of Persia, take a drink. Well, a nice dropkick by Symbiote Spider-Man. These 3 kicking off Doomsday. We are here in El Paso, Texas, and I think Spider-Man was kind of pissed that, you know, he was really involved in the XYZ Championship debauchery, or whatever you want to call it, equation. He was in that whole situation, and yet he's not in the match. He's not in the steel cage match, which is happening later on tonight. And I think he was kind of pissed that he wasn't even going to be at the pay-per-view, so I was like, okay, let's give him another chance. Let's give him a chance. He's one of the most popular superstars. Let's see if he can maybe qualify here for Money in the Bank. Obviously, my pick is going to be Mr. Clean. He's my favorite wrestler. He's terrible at what he does, but he is my favorite. And now, ooh, just stomping the eyes is the Prince of Persia. And you have to wonder what the strategy is going to be for these 3. I mean, one of them has to go for the ladder at some point. And nice suplex, textbook vertical suplex. Prince of Persia's really been getting around. Not been taking too much punishment. Mr. Clean's kind of just been walking around. And maybe a backbreaker. Vicious backbreaker by the Prince of Persia, countered by Symbiote Spider-Man. And Mr. Clean, I find any excuse to put Mr. Clean in a match, even though he's terrible, and I know for a fact that he's going to be eliminated. Actually, that's the thing is, here's one of the things that's going to be an issue, is if we do end up doing the 2 brands and the Gut Check, what will probably happen is we will not have elimination matches, or they will be very infrequent. Only because we have our 3rd brand. You know what I might even end up doing is not even call it a D-League. Just have like a 3rd brand. And that be the original talent. Or we'll intersperse it. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. But see here, the thing is, in order to do that, there's hours, there's days of working on. Prince of Persia went to the top of the rope, went to the top of the ladder, jumped off and hit Kevin James. Kevin James was out of the way. Well, he even hurt him. Mr. Clean now got a ladder, and it looks like Prince of Persia and a forearm shot. And it hit Mr. Clean, I think. Nice heel kick there by the Prince of Persia. And now just a punch straight to the dick. That was kind of rude. Mr. Clean going back up. Maybe he's going to go for the title, if you will. Nope, and fail. Grabbed once and fell off. Not even a quick attempt, just a terrible attempt. And another backdrop, it looks like. A high-rise backdrop. Take a drink. And Prince of Persia really needs the points. Prince of Persia and Mr. Clean both need these points. It's been pretty well established that the only reason Mr. Clean wasn't in the Eliminator match is thanks to Noob Sidebot, or thanks to the Smoke Noob Sidebot issue. Spider-Man looks like he's just died, and somehow on his feet. Prince of Persia helping him up, and now Prince of Persia and Mr. Clean going to the top of the ladder, and Prince of Persia getting the better of it here. And who's here? They're trading soup bones. We haven't seen people trade soup bones in some time. And now, knocks Prince of Persia off. And now went to go grab the ladder. Or went to go grab the belt. Mr. Clean, poor choice. To try to grab the belt. As Symbiote Spider-Man was coming up the ladder. Spider-Man now reaching for the ladder. Oh, what's going to happen here? Mr. Clean and... Oh! Holy crap! Mr. Clean! What are you doing? No, go back up there! Symbiote Spider-Man suplex out of the ring. I don't know what Mr. Clean's doing. And now, Prince of Persia now at the top. Mr. Clean went up and down the ladder 4 times. I don't know why. I don't know. There's no reason for that. Maybe he was just kind of walking off that suplex that he just gave to Symbiote Spider-Man. And now, what are you doing, Mr. Clean? Okay, Mr. Clean apparently feels like he needs to work on his calisthenics here. Doing some step climbing. Symbiote Spider-Man somehow still up. Somebody just knock him off the ladder. Like, good lord. Okay, now that they're 90... Oh, and now it looks like Mr. Clean was going to go for it. He went for the belt, but Spider-Man knocked him out of the way. And went for an elbow drop! Spider-Man! No! No! Spider-Man. That was so funny. Spider-Man, after being suplexed off the top rope, onto the outside, comes back in the ring, knocks Mr. Clean off, and jumps right outside the ring again. Oh my god, Spider-Man. That was hilarious. That may be one of the funniest spots I've ever seen. Or funniest missed spots, if you will. And Mr. Clean just destroying Spider-Man on the soup bones level. But Spider-Man mounting a comeback. But no, Mr. Clean getting to it. And he's now got the belt. Uh-oh. And now, Prince of Persia. Oh! Again, outside of the ring, out goes Mr. Clean. And that could do it for Mr. Clean. I mean, if he's not fast enough. Prince of Persia in the middle. Spider-Man down. Prince of Persia down. I don't know, and then that was a bad call by Prince of Persia. I mean, go for the belt. Don't try and pick up Spider-Man. Oh, man. That was so funny by Spider-Man. And now right hands, and neither of them in the vicinity, but Prince of Persia is on another ladder and not doing anything. And now jumping over, and all 3 men, I'm not even sure what to even call that. But Symbiotes, this has been a riot. This has been an absolute riot. This ladder match still can go either way. And now Prince of Persia knocks down Mr. Clean. Prince of Persia's now got the belt. Symbiote Spider-Man in quite a lot of pain, but looks like he's going to knock Prince of Persia out. Is he going out? Yes, he is! All 3 men got suplexed outside the ring by 3 different people. Think about that. Mr. Clean suplexed Symbiote Spider-Man. Prince of Persia suplexed Mr. Clean. Symbiote Spider-Man suplexed the Prince of Persia. How intriguing. And now Spider-Man got the belt. Other 2 members are down. Is this going to do it? Spider-Man, he's got it. Symbiote Spider-Man grabs the belt. So he will be one of the 4 men in the Money in the Bank match come next month. Come July. So Symbiote Spider-Man not only got a chance at the pre-show, but has already punched his ticket into oblivion. Not too bad for one Mr. Symbiote Spider-Man. and all his frustrations, he proved himself right there. Great win by Symbiote Spider-Man. Great outing by all three of these guys. That was a great match. And you can only hope that Symbiote Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, he really wants that belt. He really wants the World Championship. We will find out who our CIW Heavyweight Champion is tonight. We're going to find that out tonight. I'm excited. I'm super excited for what's going to happen now. And Spider-Man punching his ticket into oblivion. And we have one more match here for you in the pre-show. Yeah, I'm excited to bring that to you. Good win by Symbiote Spider-Man. I wanted my boy Mr. Clean, but I gotta hand it to that guy. He did a great job. And we have our second match of the pre-show. We have the martial artists, Johnny Cage and Bruce Lee, going up against a new team. A team that decided to align themselves, the Penguin and Michael Corleone, and the team known as the Antarctic Mafia. And this is going to be an interesting matchup. For two reasons. First of all, the only person... Well, Bruce Lee can't lift the Penguin, because the Penguin is heavy, and Bruce Lee is Bruce Lee. He can kick the crap out of him, but still. And it's interesting, this is a brand new tag team, so we don't even know if they're going to even have any cohesiveness as a unit. Where we know that the martial artists have had a couple... I mean, they haven't won a match as a tag team, but they haven't fared too badly. They have a little bit more cohesiveness. We see some double teams from them. They had a hell of an outing in the Hell in a Cell match against the other Rangers in one of the qualifiers for the tag match. For the tag title match, which is coming up later on tonight. The triple threat hardcore tag team match between Team Mischief, Salt and Pepper, the late entrant Salt and Pepper, and the other Rangers. That's going to be a good match. I'm thoroughly excited for that match. And then, of course, our CIW Heavyweight Championship match of the world. Satan Ermac, the return match everybody's been waiting to see, including myself. These two, Satan has been saying he's been holding the title long enough, he's deserved it. He said he won at Massacre, which, I mean, it didn't look like Ermac was getting up. So, technically, could be right. He could have won. That might have been his win. But, who knows? Because we had Shades of Black fantastically interrupt. And, I don't know what the situation is there, but, and I gotta tell you. And here comes Johnny Cage. Well, I'm not sure whether any of you really know this, but I'm going to tell this to you anyway. I'm doing something much different than the Magnation guys, or even TAW does, because they record their videos and then layer their audio on top of it. With me, that's not happening. The audio and the match are happening simultaneously, which means I don't know what's going to happen at the end. I'm pretty much being a fan alongside you guys, except I'm talking to you guys while I'm doing it. That's what makes it kind of difficult to do, is what happens if I lose what happens if something interrupts it and I have to re-record everything. It's a very frustrating process. It can be a very frustrating process if something interrupts the middle of a video and then I have to go and I have to come back and stop it and re-record it, and it's just no fun at all. Here comes Bruce Lee.
From Canada, the Bruiser.
Yes, the Canadian Bruiser, Bruce Lee. Canada's own Asian Bruce Lee. Gotta love it. His Game of Death outfit, which has not really helped him at all, when you think about it. I mean, Bruce Lee was in the elimination match against Magus, won that match with a headlock. That was the submission that won him the match, was a headlock. But that was a hell of a match. I mean, seriously thought that was an incredible match to have in your back pocket, and that was an incredible match. And when you're really fighting for your career, you don't have a choice. You have to put it all in. Otherwise, you're never gonna succeed in this business. And that's fact from me, and as far as any other company goes. Here comes Michael Corleone.
And the opponent from New York, New York.
Wait for it.
From New York,
There we go.
Michael.
Corleone, the man of 3 New Yorks, and wins in none of them. Michael Corleone 0-3 in his matchups. He has yet to win a match. Was in the triple threat match at Massacre, almost the pre-show kickoff match at Massacre. Michael Corleone also was in a match against the Penguin, lost that. Was in a fatal 4-way with Simon and lost to Simon Belmont in that match in a battle royal. He has not had the greatest of luck, and maybe it's because he's 50 and he's the 3rd Godfather guy, but that was the best we could do. Anyway, here comes the Penguin.
From New York, the villain.
And the Penguin, who's always got that sack of whatever. I don't even know what it is. No one has even asked him what's in it. We probably should just confiscate it and check. I mean, it could be small children. There could be a small child in that bag, for all I know. And the bag looks like a Goron, if any of you know what I mean. If you seriously go back and look at the face on that bag, it looks like a Goron. I swear. But anyway, and now the Penguin going into that. Please don't show it. Please don't show. Oh no! Penguin. Penguin from that angle always looks like a stern teacher. Like, he looks like he's about to discipline the hell out of some kids. One of which may be in the bag. Maybe that's why he brings it around, is that's just he's actually a school teacher in New York City. And he just, instead of putting unruly kids in detention, he just throws them in the bag and carries them in the match with him. And that's what he does. That's the Penguin for you. The kidnapper of children. So that is the kind of person that Michael Corleone is hanging out with. Now, what's interesting is that Michael Corleone was in the Mafia, but this era of Michael Corleone had actually gone legit. So he is now back into shady circumstances, has got himself into some muddy waters, if you will. And so the Antarctic Mafia, as they're known, is going to take on Johnny Cage and Bruce Lee. Looks like Corleone and Cage starting this contest. These two certainly no strangers. Neither is Corleone and the Penguin, and I said that they competed against each other before. Now, this could be a very quick count-out match, which I'm really hoping it's not, because it seems like that's what happens with literally every tag match we do. And if that's the case, I might just end up taking count-outs off in tag matches. Just because I don't want a stupid count-out ending every single time we have a tag match. Like, somebody pin somebody else. Make a statement. You know, and I will... Or, you know what I'll do? Is whoever gets the count-out victory is going to lose the match. Is going to lose points. So if you get a count-out victory, you lose points. So there's an added incentive to not have that happen. And 3 out of 4 of these guys were in the Massacre kickoff match. I didn't realize that until just now. And these guys great at kicking off the show. You gotta love the low card. Because that is exactly what these guys are. Johnny Cage, Bruce Lee, the Penguin, Michael Corleone, all on the low card. But they made the pay-per-view pre-show, and they did Kickoff Massacre in a match that was so impressive. I'm pretty sure I gave all 3 of them points. And Bruce Lee's really the one who desperately needs points right now. In order to... Oh, and a roll-up! A deceptive roll-up. Cover 1, 2, and no! Johnny Cage kicks out. The nice job by the Penguin, though, to keep the martial artist Bruce Lee away from the cover. And that was a very sneaky inside cradle that Michael Corleone did. Almost pulled a fast one on the martial artists. And that would have been a very interesting... Now, one of the Money in the Bank matches that's coming this week actually has Johnny Cage and Bruce Lee in it against each other. So we're going to see the martial artists at least for one match, competing against each other. Now, a half Boston Crab, a vicious half Boston Crab, and Bruce Lee kicking the roundhouse kick to break that up. And Michael Corleone being yelled at for being the legal man. So you might want to shut up, Kevin James. Nice knee there by the Penguin and a leg drop. And Corleone leaving the ring. Bad idea, because that may get you counted out. Oh, look, here we go. Just wait. And I'm going to just take a guess here and say the martial artists are going to win, because Corleone's not going to be paying attention. The count's going to go up to like 10, and it's going to be over. Johnny Cage just hit a powerful move on the outside. Now, Corleone, come on. You got to do something. Get back in the ring. Here it comes. Watch. No, I swear to you. Oh, okay, maybe not. I was wrong. And a nice inverted fallout slam. Very similar to one that Jeff Hardy used to do. Or Willow. And a nice... Oh! Corleone! With authority! Choke slamming the crap out of the two of them. Went for a... Looks like the martial artist went for a double team move. And Corleone just double choke slammed him. Saying, not today. Not today. And now that leg attack, take a drink. And another leg drop. A lot of leg drops in this match I've seen from the Penguin and Corleone. The Antarctic Mafia. No, the leg drop kings of the world. There goes the Godfather onto Johnny Cage. No one has made a tag yet. There is yet to be a tag in this match. Corleone hasn't made a tag. Johnny Cage hasn't made a tag. Bruce Lee won't leave the damn ring. And now blocked by Corleone. And I wonder what would have happened if the Godfather were in like the Mortal Kombat tournament. I wonder how he'd do. I mean, he's proven that he's a good wrestler, now tagging to the Penguin. First time they're tagging up, and they've already been a better tag team than either. And now what's the Penguin going to do here? Penguin's hands going through Johnny Cage, gutbuster. Vicious gutbuster. And went for a clothesline there, did the Penguin. Blocked by Johnny Cage. I mean, Corleone's proven himself as far as being a competitor. And whoa! Look at the power of Johnny Cage with a huge power bomb on the Penguin. Penguin is not a light being. And now a double team as the referee was busy with Bruce Lee, getting Bruce Lee out of the ring. Corleone now the lead. Oh, I thought Corleone was the legal man. Maybe he is. And now right hands, vicious right hands. In comes Bruce Lee again. Penguin left the ring for almost no reason. All four men in the ring now. This has been a thorough amount of chaos, I've got to say. And Bruce Lee, that is not a smart move on your behalf. Because the Penguin knows instinctively that you are not going to be able to pick him up. And now the Penguin just stomping on the back of Johnny Cage. And Johnny Cage has got to be careful here. I mean, Johnny Cage really should have made a tag. And speaking of tags, there goes Corleone. Bruce Lee has yet to leave the ring. Kevin James doing nothing to restore order. Maybe he should get Bruce Lee out of the ring. Backed up to Corleone, though. Now is a smart move by Bruce Lee to stop the momentum. And right now, I gotta say, the Antarctic Mafia, very impressive showing here. They have really set a tone. And they've really dictated how this match is going to go. Another half Boston Crab. And is this going to be enough to make Johnny Cage tap out? No, it wasn't. And now we're going to spend the next 5 minutes getting Bruce Lee out of the ring. Leg drop. And now would be a great time for a cover Corleone. There it is, cover. 1. Is this going to do it? 2, 3. Leg drop by the Penguin. Brought him in the center of the ring, and that's all she wrote. An impressive win by the Penguin and Michael Corleone. And I am so pumped because this was just the pre-show, folks. Just wait until Doomsday. You are going to be knocked off your feet. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm so excited for what we're going to see. It's going to be great. I know it's going to be great. You guys know it's going to be great. I'm pumped. And your winners, Michael Corleone and the Penguin. Michael Corleone, first victory here in CIW, very first. Gotta be happy for that. Penguin, as won a couple matches, but these two, I see a future with them. A surprising team, an unexpected duo, but they won the match. And get ready for Doomsday, folks, because it's right around the corner, and we'll see you then.